Fighting with the swords, gone. Playing with the brain, on. Let's play Giraffe Chess Hattrick League Season 3.
International Giraffe Chess Federation presents Hattrick League Season 3 between 10 Proddatur teams. Hello everyone, welcome to India's new 68 squared Giraffe Chess Academy Proddatur, and welcome to the live telecast of no draws, no resigns, only win or lose in just 70 moves Giraffe Chess Hattrick League 2024 Season 3. Let us watch Hattrick League 15th match between Lions team versus Chiruthas team. Each team consists of 3 players. Whoever team all outs opponent all 3 players is the match winners. Let us see the toss at the center of the court.
Okay, what is it? Heads is a call from Proddatur Chiruthas. Heads. Toss won by the Proddatur Chiruthas. What will you select? Black side or white side? Toss won by the Chiruthas team and attempted to play first game on black side.
And so, in toss, Proddatur Chiruthas team won the toss and opted to play on black side. And here is the both teams lineup. For Proddatur Lions team, Lohit is the opener and Ram Charan is the second player, and Dinesh comes to play as third player. And for Proddatur Chiruthas team, Revant is the opener and Suraj is the second player, and Jigneshwar will comes to play as third player. Now, let us watch first game of the match between Proddatur Lions team opening player Lohit Reddy versus Proddatur Chiruthas team opening player Revant. Let us see among these 2 players who will win this game and who will do hat-trick and who will be the hat-trick hero of today's great match. Let us watch. Let us move on to the court. Best Scholar awardee Proddatur Lions team opening player Lohit Reddy is ready to play on white side. Let us see on other side of the court. Best Scholar awardee Proddatur Chiruthas team opening player Revant is ready to play on black side. Now we can see both players are ready to start game 1 of the match. Black side player Revant is ready to hit the clock. Yes, he hit the clock. Game 1 started.
Pawn to E5. Knight to F3. Pawn to F6. Pawn to D4. Pawn to D6. Pawn captured pawn at E5. Pawn captured pawn at E5. Bishop to C4. Queen capture queen up to D1 and check to white king. King capture queen up to D1. Bishop to G4. Pawn to H3. Bishop capture knight at F3 and check to white king. Pawn capture bishop at F3. Knight to E7. Knight to A3. Pawn to C6. Giraffe to D3. Pawn to H5. Knight to B1. Pawn to B5. Bishop to B3. Pawn to F5. pawn to c3, pawn capture pawn to e4, pawn capture pawn to e4, knight to d7, giraffe to g2, knight to c5, giraffe to f5 and check to black king, knight capture giraffe at f5, pawn capture knight at f5, knight to e4, rook to e1, knight capture pawn at f2 and check to white king, king to d2, rook to d8 and check to white king, king to e2, knight capture pawn at h3, king to f1, bishop to d6, rook to e3, knight to g5, rook to e2, knight to f7, giraffe to e3, bishop to c5, giraffe to b4, bishop capture giraffe at b4, pawn capture bishop at b4, pawn to h4, bishop to e3, pawn to h3, rook to h2, rook to d3, Bishop capture pawn at a7. Rook to f3 and check to white king. Bishop to f2. Rook capture pawn at f5. Rook capture pawn at h3. Rook capture rook at h3. Bishop to e6. Giraffe capture bishop at e6. Knight to c3. Rook to h2. Knight to e4. Rook to f4. Rook to e1. Rook to h1 and check to white king. King to e2. Rook capture knight to e4 and check to white king. King to d1. Rook capture rook at e1. Bishop capture rook at e1. King to d7. Pawn to a3. King to d6. Pawn to b3. King to d5. King to a4. King to d4. King to a5. King to d3. Pawn to a6. Giraffe to d9. Pawn to a7. Rook capture bishop at e1 and check to white king. King capture rook at e1. King to c2. King to d0. Knight to g5. Pawn to a8. Giraffe capture pawn at a8. King to e1. King to c1.
Now we can see Revant is just one step away to win by crowning.
King
Yes,
to
he
d0.
moved his king to
King to
d0
d0.
and won the game
Crowning
by
win.
crowning. What a superb crowning win to Revant. And Lohit out. Proddatur Lions team lost the first player. And with this one, Revant, he won the first game and still need 2 more wins to do Hattrick and become Hattrick hero of today's great match. Now, let us watch second game of the match between Proddatur Lions team second player Ram Charan Nayak versus Proddatur Chiruthas team opening player Revant. Let us see among these two players who will win this game and who will do hat-trick and who will be the hat-trick hero of today's great match. Among these two players, Revant already won the first game and now playing for winning second game. Let us watch what will happen. Let us move on to the court. Little Scholar awardee Proddatur Lions team second player Ram Charan Nayak is ready to play on black side. Let us see on other side of the court. Best Scholar awardee Proddatur Chiruthas team opening player Revant is ready to play on white side. we can see both players are ready to start game 2 of the match. Black side player Ram Charan Nayak is ready to hit the clock. Yes, he hit the clock. Game 2
Pawn to
started.
e4. Pawn to d6. Queen to f3. Giraffe to f6. Bishop to e4. Giraffe to e6. Bishop capture giraffe at e6. Pawn capture bishop at e6. Knight to c3. King to e9. Giraffe to e3. Giraffe captured giraffe at e3. Pawn captured giraffe at e3. Knight to a6. Knight to h3. Pawn to g6. Knight to g5. Bishop to h6. Knight to f7 and check to black king. King to e8. Knight capture queen at d8. King capture knight at d8. Queen to f7. Bishop to d7. Pawn to d4. Knight to f6. Pawn to h3. Rook to f8. Queen capture rook at f8 and check to black king. Bishop capture queen at f8. Pawn to e5. Pawn capture pawn at e5. Pawn capture pawn at e5. Knight to d5. Knight capture knight at d5. Pawn capture knight at d5. Rook to f1. Bishop to g7. Pawn to g4. Bishop capture pawn at e5. Rook to f8 and check to black king. King to e9. Rook capture rook at a8. Bishop to g3 and check to white king. King to e2. Bishop to b5 and check to white king. Giraffe to d3. Knight to c5. Rook capture pawn at a7. Knight capture giraffe at d3. Pawn capture knight at d3. Pawn to g5. Rook to h7. Bishop to a6. rook to b8, pawn to h6, king to f3, bishop to h2, pawn to e4, pawn to d4, pawn to h4, pawn to c6, rook to h8, bishop to e5, rook capture pawn at h6, bishop to g7, rook captured pawn at c6, bishop to b7, rook to c7, bishop to a8, rook capture pawn at e7 and check to black king, king to f8, bishop capture pawn to g5, king to g5, rook to c1, king to h7, rook to c7, bishop captured pawn at e4 and check to white king, king captured bishop at e4, king to g6.
Now, Revant immediately captured
Rook
bishop
captured
at
bishop at
g7
G7
and set
black
check
king
to
and it's a
black
checkmate.
king. It is not only check, it is a checkmate win to Revant. What a superb checkmate win to Revant. And Ramcharan out. Proddatur Lions team lost the second player. And with this win, Revant, he won continuously 2 games and still need one more win to do hat-trick and become hat-trick hero of today's great match. Now, let us watch third game of the match between Proddatur Lions team last player Dinesh versus Proddatur Chiruthas team opening player Revant. Let us see among these 2 players who will win this game and who will do hat-trick and who will be the hat-trick hero of today's great match. Among these 2 players, Revant already won continuously 2 games and now playing for winning third game and for doing hat-trick. Let us see what will happen. Let us move on to the court. One-time hat-trick hero, young scholar awardee, Proddatur Lions team last player Dinesh is ready to play on white side. Let us move on other side of the court. Best scholar awardee, Proddatur Chiruthas team opening player Revant is ready to play on black side. Now we can see both players are ready to start game 3 of the match. Black side player Revant is ready to hit the clock. Yes, he hit the clock. Game 3 started.
Pawn to d3, pawn to e5, pawn to f4, pawn to f6, pawn to f5, pawn to d6, pawn to e4, pawn to g6, pawn capture pawn at g6, pawn capture pawn at g6, pawn to d4, knight to c6, pawn to d5, knight to b4, pawn to a3, bishop to g4, bishop to e2, bishop capture bishop at e2, knight capture bishop at e2, knight to a6, knight to c3, pawn to c6, pawn capture pawn to c6, pawn capture pawn to c6, pawn to h3, pawn to f5, pawn capture pawn to f5, pawn capture pawn to f5, pawn to g4, queen to h4 and check to white king, king to f1, pawn capture pawn to g4, queen capture pawn to g5, queen capture queen at g4, pawn capture queen at g4, rook capture rook at g1, giraffe capture rook at g1, giraffe to e6, pawn to g5, giraffe to b5, pawn to a4, giraffe capture pawn at c2 and check to white king, king to e1, king to e7, king to d2, giraffe to d5, knight to a3, giraffe to h8, king to d3, knight to c5 and check to white king. King to c4. King to e6. Knight to d1. Knight capture pawn at a4. Knight to e3. Knight to b6 and check to white king. King to d3. Giraffe capture pawn at g5. Knight to g4. Pawn to e4 and check to white king. King capture pawn at e4. Giraffe capture knight at g4. Bishop capture giraffe at g5. Giraffe capture giraffe at h1. Rook capture giraffe at h1. Knight to f6. Bishop capture knight at f6. King capture bishop at f6. Rook to f1 and check to black king. King to g5. Rook to g1 and check to black king. King to f6. Knight to c2. Rook to e8 and check to white king. King to f4. Bishop to h6 and check to white king. King to f3. Rook to e4. Giraffe to e3 and check to black king. King to e5. Giraffe to h4 and check to black king. Rook capture giraffe at h4. Knight to e3. Bishop capture knight at e3. King capture bishop at e3. Knight to d5 and check to white king. King to f3. Rook to f4 and check to white king. King to e2. King to e4. Rook to e1. king to d4, king to d2, rook to f2 and check to white king, rook to e2, rook capture rook at e2 and check to white king, king capture rook at e2, knight to f4 and check to white king, king to f3, king to d3, king capture knight at f4, king to d2, king to f6, king to d1, king to f7,
And now we can see Revant is just one step away to win by crowning.
King to
Yes, he
D0
moved his king
and
to
crowning-
D0
crowning
and
win.
won the game by crowning. What a superb crowning win to Revant. Dinesh out. Proddatur Lions team last player Dinesh out. So and with this Proddatur Lions team all out and lost the match. And with this win, Revant he won continuously 3 games and did Hattrick and become Hattrick hero of today's great match. And this is his first Hattrick in Hattrick League, and that is debut Hattrick. Congratulations Revant, debut Hattrick hero of today's great match.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Hattrick Hero prize ceremony of today between Proddatur Chiruthas versus Proddatur Lions. In this today's match, head to head, both teams are very strong teams. Both players, all players they played very nice, but finally one player became the Hattrick hero. He is none other Revant. He is the Hattrick hero of today's match. He did a Hattrick in 143 moves. Now first let me congratulate today's Hattrick hero. Now here is the cash prize of 500 rupees for the Hattrick. Congratulations. Now let me take small interview. You out opponent 3 players continuously. The first player he out is Lohit by
Crowning 49 moves.
crowning 49 moves. That Lohit is a Hattrick hero player. Then you out by crowning. Then what is the important move?
లోహిత్ తన దగ్గర ఉన్న పవర్స్ ని సరిగ్గా యూజ్ చేయకపోవడం వల్ల నేను లోహిత్ పైన గెలిచాను.
Very good. And second player Ram Charan. You played with Ram Charan by
41 moves.
within 41 moves only you out him by checkmate. Even I saw that game. Very nice game. Very good checkmate. And Ram Charan out. What is the best move?
6వ మూవ్లో రామ్ చరణ్ నా పవర్ టు పవర్ కొట్టడం వల్ల నేను రామ్ చరణ్ పైన విజయం సాధించాను.
Very good. So that is the important move. Next, final player, third player. Dinesh. You played with Dinesh in a Hattrick game. So you out Dinesh by
crowning 53 moves.
crowning by 53 moves. Which is the important move?
దినేష్ తన దగ్గర ఉన్న పవర్స్ ను ఫ్రీగా ఇవ్వడం వల్ల నేను దినేష్ పైన గెలిచాను.
Very good. So that is the Hattrick heroes. How he won the match and how he became the Hattrick hero. So anyhow, once again, congratulations Hattrick hero in Revant. And whom you dedicate this?
మై ఫాదర్ సార్
Your father name?
వేణుగోపాల్.
Venugopal. He want to dedicate today's Hattrick to his father Venugopal. Thank you very much, sir, for sending your son to the Hattrick League. Congratulations.
And finally, here is today's Hattrick hero, Revant's scorecard. In game 1, he outs Ram Charan Nayak by crowning in 49 moves. In game 2, he outs Dinesh by checkmate in 41 moves. In game 3, he outs Lohit by crowning in 53 moves. Totally, he did Hattrick in 143 moves. Congratulations Hattrick hero, all the best for the next matches. And here is the points table of Giraffe Chess Hattrick League 2024 Season 3 after 15 matches. Let us see what are the top 4 teams. Proddatur Kings with 6 points stands in first position. Proddatur Chiruthas with 6 points stands in second position. Proddatur Spartans with 4 points stands in third position. Proddatur Jaguars with 4 points stands in 4th position. Each team, after playing 9 games, final points are calculated for the top 4 positions. Top 4 teams qualify for the playoffs.